Welcome to our channel Inspirational People. Today, we are back with an exciting video of the world's greatest boxer ever. As you enjoy it, please subscribe and click that bell to get notified whenever we post new videos, and lastly give it a thumbs up. Some names transcend time, etched into history not just for their achievements but for the ideals they represent. Muhammad Ali, born Cassius Marcellus Clay Jr., is one such name. A man of unparalleled skill in the boxing ring, he was far more than just an athlete. He was a beacon of courage, a champion of justice, and an enduring symbol of self-belief. Ali's life story is one of defiance against the odds, unwavering principles, and a burning desire to inspire. He stood tall in the face of adversity, not just as a fighter but as a human being unafraid to challenge societal norms. Through his triumphs and struggles, he proved that greatness isn't just measured by trophies or accolades but by the impact one has on the world. This is the story of a man who floated like a butterfly, stung like a bee, and soared into the annals of history. Cassius Marcellus Clay Jr. was born on January 17, 1942, in Louisville, Kentucky, into a modest household. His father, Cassius Clay Sr., painted signs for a living, while his mother, Odessa, worked as a domestic helper. The family lived in the segregated South, where racial discrimination was a daily reality. From an early age, young Cassius displayed a lively personality. He was talkative, energetic, and unafraid to voice his opinions, a trait that would define him throughout his life. Yet, like many African American children of his time, he faced the harsh realities of systemic racism. Segregated schools, limited opportunities, and the constant reminder of being treated as a second-class citizen shaped his early years. One incident would set his life on a course no one could have foreseen. At the age of 12, Cassius' beloved red bicycle was stolen. Distraught and angry, he reported the theft to a police officer named Joe Martin, who also happened to run a local boxing gym. Cassius declared that he wanted to whop the thief. Martin, amused by the boy's fiery determination, suggested he learn how to fight first. This seemingly minor moment became a turning point. Cassius began training under Martin's guidance, discovering not just a sport but a purpose. The young boy who had never thrown a punch before soon realized he had a natural talent and an unshakable drive to succeed. Cassius' work ethic was relentless. He trained every day, often waking up before sunrise to run, shadowbox, and perfect his technique. His unconventional style, characterized by speed, agility, and a hands-down approach, set him apart from his peers. Critics dismissed him as too unorthodox, but Cassius paid no mind. He had a vision of greatness and refused to let doubters define him. By the time he was a teenager, Cassius had won numerous amateur bouts. His confidence grew with each victory, and he began to develop the persona that would later captivate the world. He talked trash, recited rhymes, and predicted the outcomes of his fights with uncanny accuracy. But behind the bravado was a young man deeply committed to his craft. In 1960, at the age of 18, Cassius qualified for the US Olympic team. The road to the Olympics was a grueling one, but he was determined to prove himself on the world stage. Traveling to Rome for the Games was a daunting experience. Cassius, terrified of flying, reportedly brought a parachute on the plane. But once he stepped into the ring, his fears melted away. Cassius dominated the light heavyweight division, defeating every opponent with a combination of speed and skill that left spectators in awe. He clinched the gold medal, a moment that filled him with pride and hope. For a young African-American man from Louisville, the medal symbolized a chance to rise above the limitations imposed by society. However, upon returning home, Cassius was confronted with a harsh reality. Despite his Olympic triumph, he was still subject to the indignities of segregation. When a whites-only restaurant refused to serve him, the sting of injustice burned deeply. According to legend, it was in that moment of disillusionment that he threw his gold medal into the Ohio River, a symbolic rejection of a system that failed to recognize his humanity. In the years following the Olympics, Cassius turned professional under the guidance of trainer Angelo Dundee. His flashy style and charisma quickly made him a rising star in the boxing world. He fought with a speed and finesse rarely seen in heavyweight fighters, and his pre-fight theatrics drew crowds wherever he went. By 1964, at just 22 years old, Cassius earned a shot at the heavyweight title against Sonny Liston. Liston was a fearsome opponent, known for his brute strength and intimidating demeanor. Few believed the young challenger could stand a chance. But Cassius was undeterred. "I'm the greatest," he declared repeatedly, taunting Liston and promising an upset. His confidence wasn't just showmanship, it was a deep-seated belief in his abilities. On February 25, 1964, Cassius shocked the world by defeating Liston in 7 rounds to become the heavyweight champion of the world. The victory marked a turning point, but it wasn't just his prowess in the ring that made headlines. Shortly after the fight, Cassius announced his conversion to Islam and adopted the name Muhammad Ali. The decision was met with controversy, with many fans and commentators questioning his motives. But for Ali, it was a deeply personal choice, a declaration of faith and a rejection of the name he considered a symbol of slavery. "I don't have to be what you want me to be," Ali told reporters. "I'm free to be who I want to be." This bold assertion of identity cemented Ali's reputation as a man unafraid to defy societal norms. He wasn't just a boxer, he was a symbol of empowerment for African Americans and oppressed people around the world. By 1967, Muhammad Ali was at the pinnacle of his career, having successfully defended his heavyweight title multiple times. But as his fame grew, so did his willingness to speak out on issues far beyond the boxing ring. When the US government drafted him into the military to fight in the Vietnam War, Ali made a decision that would define his legacy. "I ain't got no quarrel with them Viet Cong," Ali famously declared. His refusal to serve was not out of fear but a principled stand against a war he believed was unjust. He saw the hypocrisy of being asked to fight for a country that continued to deny basic rights to African Americans. This decision came at a steep price. Ali was stripped of his heavyweight title, banned from boxing for over 3 years during the prime of his career, and faced the threat of imprisonment. Public opinion turned against him, and he became a polarizing figure. Yet Ali stood firm, stating, "I would rather stand before God and be judged for following my conscience than take an easier path." His courage inspired many. Over time, public sentiment shifted, and Ali's stand against the Vietnam War became a symbol of resistance and moral integrity. The Supreme Court eventually overturned his conviction in 1971, but the years of exile had tested Ali's resolve like never before. When Ali was allowed to return to the ring in 1970, the world wondered if he could still compete at the highest level. His first major test came in 1971 in what was dubbed the fight of the century against Joe Frazier. Both men were undefeated, and the stakes were immense. The fight was a brutal, grueling battle that lasted 15 rounds, with Frazier ultimately emerging victorious. The loss was a humbling moment for Ali, but it did not break him. Instead, it fueled his determination to reclaim his title. Over the next few years, Ali fought relentlessly, taking on some of the toughest opponents in the sport. His rivalry with Frazier culminated in the legendary Thriller in Manila in 1975, a fight so intense that both men were pushed to their physical and mental limits. Ali emerged victorious, calling it the closest thing to dying he had ever experienced. Perhaps Ali's most iconic moment came in 1974 during the Rumble in the Jungle against George Foreman. Foreman was a younger, stronger, and heavily favored opponent. But Ali, ever the strategist, devised a plan that would go down in history. Using his rope-a-dope technique, he absorbed Foreman's powerful punches, conserving his energy until the later rounds. Then, in the 8th round, Ali unleashed a flurry of blows that knocked Foreman out and reclaimed the heavyweight title. The victory was more than a sports triumph. It was a moment of redemption and a testament to Ali's brilliance, resilience, and heart. It also solidified his place as one of the greatest athletes of all time. Ali's career continued through the late 1970s, but the years of punishment in the ring began to take their toll. He fought a series of grueling matches, including a loss to Leon Spinks in 1978, only to reclaim the title in a rematch later that year. With this victory, Ali became the first fighter in history to win the heavyweight title 3 times. However, by the early 1980s, it was clear that Ali's health was declining. He retired in 1981 after a loss to Trevor Berbick. While his career in the ring had ended, his influence on the world was just beginning. In retirement, Ali became a symbol of hope, resilience, and compassion. Despite being diagnosed with Parkinson's disease in 1984, a condition likely exacerbated by the punishment he endured in the ring, Ali continued to inspire. He used his platform to advocate for peace, humanitarian causes, and the rights of marginalized people around the globe. Ali traveled extensively, meeting world leaders, supporting charitable initiatives, and spreading messages of love and unity. In 1990, he traveled to Iraq to negotiate the release of American hostages, a testament to his ability to bridge divides. One of his most memorable moments came in 1996 when he lit the Olympic flame at the Atlanta Games. Despite his visible tremors, Ali's presence was electrifying, a poignant reminder of his indomitable spirit. Muhammad Ali's final years were marked by both challenges and triumphs. Despite battling Parkinson's disease for more than 3 decades, he remained a symbol of hope and perseverance. The disease slowed his speech and movements, but it never dimmed his spirit or silenced his voice for justice and compassion. In his later years, Ali became a tireless advocate for peace and humanitarian causes. He supported organizations like UNICEF and traveled the world to promote understanding and unity. Ali's humility and dedication to serving others became his defining traits. He believed his illness was a test of his faith, once saying, "God gave me this condition to remind me that I am human." On June 3, 2016, at the age of 74, Muhammad Ali passed away in Scottsdale, Arizona, after being hospitalized for respiratory complications. His death marked the end of an era, but his legacy was immortalized in the hearts of millions. The world mourned the loss of a man who had transcended sports to become an icon of courage, resilience, and humanity. Muhammad Ali's funeral was held on June 10, 2016, in his hometown of Louisville, Kentucky. True to his values, the service was inclusive, welcoming people of all faiths, races, and walks of life. Thousands attended, including world leaders, celebrities, and everyday admirers, while millions watched the broadcast around the globe. The funeral procession passed through the streets of Louisville, retracing the steps of Ali's incredible journey from his humble beginnings to his place among the greatest. Crowds gathered to pay their respects, chanting his name and holding signs that read, "The Greatest." The service included heartfelt eulogies from people whose lives Ali had touched. Former President Bill Clinton described him as a free man of faith who fought the good fight. Comedian Billy Crystal delivered a touching tribute, calling Ali a joy to the world and recounting moments of humor and humanity that defined their friendship. Perhaps the most moving moments came from Ali's family. His widow, Lonnie Ali, spoke of his unwavering faith and his love for humanity, while his children shared memories of a father who taught them the importance of kindness and integrity. Ali was laid to rest at Cave Hill Cemetery, where his tombstone bears the simple yet profound inscription, "Service to others is the rent you pay for your room here on earth." Though Muhammad Ali is no longer with us, his legacy continues to inspire. He taught the world that greatness is not about wealth or titles but about courage, compassion, and the willingness to fight for what is right. His life story serves as a blueprint for overcoming adversity, embracing individuality, and leaving an indelible mark on the world. Ali's influence extends far beyond boxing. He inspired athletes to use their platforms for social change and reminded everyone that standing up for one's beliefs is the ultimate act of bravery. His actions during the civil rights movement, his fight against injustice, and his contributions to humanitarian causes will be remembered for generations. In the years since his passing, his family and the Muhammad Ali Center in Louisville have continued his mission of promoting peace, respect, and understanding. His story is taught in schools, celebrated in documentaries, and revered in the hearts of those who believe in the power of one person to make a difference. Muhammad Ali once said, "Don't count the days, make the days count." He lived by those words, making every moment of his life a testament to the power of determination, faith, and love. He inspired us to dream big, to fight for what we believe in, and to always stand tall in the face of adversity. The man who once declared, "I am the greatest," proved that true greatness lies not in victories alone but in how one uplifts others. Muhammad Ali's life and legacy remind us that each of us has the potential to be great, not by defeating others, but by lifting them up. Though the final bell has rung, Muhammad Ali's spirit endures, floating like a butterfly in the hearts of millions, forever the greatest. Ali's legacy is multifaceted. As a boxer, he redefined what it meant to be a champion, combining skill, intelligence, and charisma. As a humanitarian, he showed the world the power of compassion and unity. And as a man, he demonstrated the importance of standing up for one's beliefs, even when it comes at great personal cost. His famous words, "I am the greatest," were not just a declaration of his abilities in the ring but a reminder to all that greatness lies within each of us. Ali's life was a testament to the power of self-belief, resilience, and the courage to fight for what is right. Muhammad Ali's story continues to inspire millions. His journey from a young boy in Louisville to a global icon is a reminder that greatness is not born, it is forged through perseverance, sacrifice, and an unwavering commitment to one's ideals. Ali taught us that being the greatest isn't about winning every fight, it's about never giving up, standing for what you believe, and leaving the world better than you found it. In the words of Ali himself, service to others is the rent you pay for your room here on earth. And by that measure, Muhammad Ali was truly the greatest of all time. That's the inspirational story of Muhammad Ali. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel Inspirational People to help us make more